on Sun Valley. Daily local news from beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho.
Hi everybody, it's Bryant Dunn from Sun Valley Outfitters coming to you with another episode of Sun Valley Today here on Eye on Sun Valley. Well, what an amazing week we have to look forward to. It's New Year's week and we're going to enjoy it here in Sun Valley in so many different ways. Have you ever night skied in Sun Valley, Idaho? Well, guess what? This week, this New Year's Eve, you're going to have a chance to do that at Dollar Mountain. And what about the Polar Bear Club? Have you ever dreamt of jumping into a river or a lake on New Year's Day in the Rocky Mountains? Well, you're gonna have that opportunity too. So much going on here in the valley and so much more to talk about it. And we're gonna get to it right now. Well, Christmas week is behind us here in Sun Valley, but New Year's week is upon us, bringing with it many events for you to enjoy with your friends and family throughout the Sun Valley area, including the daytime sleigh rides. Now, these half-hour sleigh rides leave from the Sun Valley Nordic Center every half hour from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and they run through Saturday, January 4th. No reservations are required. The cost is $35 per adult and $25 per child, and kids under 2 are free. For more info, call 208-622-2250. On New Year's Eve, December 31st, it's family night skiing and fireworks on Dollar Mountain. This fun event runs from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and admission includes skiing and riding on Quarter Dollar, face painting, a New Year's Eve party, hat decorating event, the photo booth, a bouncy twister, and so much more. Enjoy New Year's Eve with your family on Dollar Mountain, and the fireworks promise to start sharply at 9 p.m. And also on New Year's Eve, for you revelers out there, the Bubbly Bash at the River Run Lodge is taking place. This event is a benefit for the Sun Valley Center for the Arts, and the doors open at 9 p.m. Tickets are $150 per person, and you do indeed have to be 21 or older to attend. For tickets, call 208-726-9491 or go online to www.sunvalleycenter.org for more info. That will be a great and very fun way to ring in the new year. And on New Year's Day, the 25th annual Polar Bear Club swim will take place at noon. Dust off the cobwebs from New Year's Eve with a dip in the Bigwood River. Meet at Grumpy's at 11 a.m. and prepare for your dunking at noon. No entry fee, no tickets needed, just a little courage and a swimsuit. And yes, towels are recommended for this event. Yep, it's going to be a busy week here in Sun Valley, and it's going to be a blast. Did you know that Sun Valley Outfitters is Sun Valley's only full-service outfitter offering daily fly fishing trips year-round? In addition to our summertime offerings of fly fishing trips and day hikes, daily horseback rides, big game and bird hunting, international angling services, and kids' adventure hikes and fly fishing camps. Sun Valley Outfitters is also Idaho's only Orvis-endorsed fly fishing outfitter. SVO is located on Sun Valley Road in Ketchum next to Starbucks. So next time you're in town, come pay us a visit or visit us online at sunvalleyoutfitters.com or give us a call at 208-928-SVID. That's 208-928-7843. So stop on by when you can. This is Bryant Dunn coming to you from Sun Valley Outfitters on Sun Valley Today here on Eye on Sun Valley. And I look forward to seeing you around the valley.
No matter your taste or personal style, the shopping in Sun Valley has what you need for a day in the mountains or elegant night on the town. From bike sales, rentals, repair, outdoor accessories, and souvenirs to high-end, on-trend fashion and sportwear, including a hip modern women's boutique, there is something for everyone in the Sun Valley Village. Don't forget about the kids, as stepping foot in the toy store is a dream come true for the little ones. The Sun Valley Village shopping options blend a touch of European style with Main Street USA hospitality, all in a charming mountain town setting.
Better food, better price, better service. Atkinson's Market, supporting local farmers since 1956.
Edge Event Productions proudly provides audio and visual solutions for your private party or event, your wedding or special banquet. With top quality audio and lighting, you won't regret choosing Edge. They'll simply custom and create an event design suitable for your party, your budget, and work with you through the entire process. Their stage production services are guaranteed to help make your event a success. With powerful, crystal clear sound and years of mixing experience, they're an ideal choice for this community, whether it's a band, a DJ, a big event promoter to host a large event either indoors or outdoors. Lighting and sound are so important to a party. Take your party to the next level with Edge Event Productions. Reach out to Andy at edgeeventproductions.com. That's Andy at edgeeventproductions.com.
Hi, I'm Karen Bosick with Ion Sun Valley. I'm sitting here today in the lovely home of Joe Heiss, who is not only a colorful figure in Sun Valley history, but Sun Valley's history kind of dates back to her family. Joe is the granddaughter of what she calls Dad and Mom Heiss,
Brass.
who sold
The Brasses.
the Brass Ranch to Union Pacific Railroad so they could build what became Sun Valley Resort. Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Yes.
Tell me a
Delightful.
little bit about your grandparents.
They sold the ranch in 35, 36. He bought it from Isaac Lewis, and I thought it was in the early 1900s, and it had been an existing sheep ranch. But Isaac Lewis was into freight business as well. He built the road over Trail Creek Summit, and his wagons would come off of that with freight. So he sold his ranch to Dad Bass, and Dad Bass had a partner, and they did sheep as well as cattle. It was a cattle ranch. And
Now, they came out from what?
Jordan Valley.
County?
Jordan Valley.
Oh,
He
they
and
came
Mother
from-
Brass
okay.
came from Jordan Valley.
Jordan Valley.
And I don't think Mother Brass was equipped. I think she would have preferred a city rather than
Okay.
Sun Valley back then, and raising a large family.
What did bring them up here? Why this
Because
area?
Dad Brass had looked at a lot of ranches, and he preferred this ranch. And so he bought what is now Sun Valley. And it was, like I said, a big cattle ranch. And then eventually we did have sheep. He did have sheep.
Now, he had some problem with the cattle. I remember reading someplace that
Yes.
a bunch of them died due to eating poisonous larkspur. So
About
we don't
10
want to do
died,
that.
But it was back in those days, he had in the teens, maybe 1917, an early snowstorm. bitterly early, and we didn't have snowplows or anything. Wiped out the cattle herd and the horses. And then he got back into it, and in the 20s, he again, I think it was a late snowstorm. And when we have snow, we can have it, and there were no snowplows to get to the cattle, and no way to feed them, and they all died of starvation behind Elkhorn up on the bluff, where so many of our elk hang out now.
It's hard to think of winters being that harsh nowadays.
Well, when you think of 3 years ago, our winter was pretty harsh.
So it must have been like that winter.
Right. And there was no way to get the animals down, to herd them down. And they actually, Dad Brush had been sending some animals to Hagerman, but he didn't send enough. And so that provided a hardship. So then he was a cattleman and a cattle buyer originally from Jordan Valley, and he had bought cattle in Boise. And so he had come up and seen this area and saw the ranch, and he liked it of all the ranches he had seen. And they bought what is now Sun Valley. And then he moved Mother Brass here, where they had 5 children.
5 children.
And then she did go back to Caldwell to raise so the girls could have schooling, the kids could have schooling.
But at the same time, I remember reading something about your aunt and maybe your mother, Marjorie, delivering mail to the sheep camps, which could be as far away as Mackay, right?
Well, no, there were actually, when Dad Brass went into sheep, he had his own Bass sheep herders. And they would ride out to the different sheep camps to deliver them supplies, etc. And they loved the Bass cooking and the biscuits and everything. And that was part of what they did. They loved it.
And so what are the family stories about selling your ranch to Union Pacific Railroad?
I think at the time, I asked Mother about that, and it was just came at a very nice time because Dad Brass having been wiped out, and it was during the Depression, and it was just tough times. And they were able to retire in Jerome after selling the ranch.
Wow, okay.
And so it was a very good thing. It was a blessing.
And was it your aunt and your mother that showed the Count?
Yes, to Count Snofgosh, my mother and my aunt, Roberta Brass, who was later the Queen of Sun Valley that they sent around as a marketing tool to the rodeos. They both showed the Count Snofgosh around in the summer on horses and in the winter on long cross-country skis.
Oh, so
And
so
he
came
had,
in summer too?
yes,
Oh.
I believe he did. And I often think he had looked at a lot of different areas, but I don't think he had 2 women, foxy lady saleswomen showing him around in others. That's my own
Do
take.
you think that's what sealed the deal?
That's my own take. I don't know, but both my mother and my aunt, it was great that my grandparents could sell the ranch.
Did they ever talk about what he was like or what it was like showing him the ranch?
No, she was very factual about it at that time. They had their dogs, and that was just what they did.
And they had those old wooden skis that were, what, 11 feet long?
10, yes,
But
10,
that
11
they
feet
used in
long.
mining camps, right?
Right, they were what the miners used.
And the Count had never seen skis like
Skis,
that,
no,
right?
had never seen skis, but that was the only way they could get around in the winter.
So
As
did
far
they
as they
put
were
him
concerned.
on a pair like
Yes,
that?
they put him on a pair.
Okay.
And then they showed him all the mountains around, all the valleys, and then he came back trying to figure out which would be the best mountain for the ski area.
Okay. And was it one of those women who suggested the place for the Sun Valley Lodge?
Yes, my aunt. I have heard later on that Union Pacific's engineers looked at what was the warmest spot in the valley. But Bert said it was obvious. It's where the cattle bedded down, is where the Sun Valley Lodge is.
And they knew exactly where
Right.
that was. Okay.
Exactly. And that's the warmest place in the valley.
What did your family ever talk about? What sprang from that? The beautiful lodge, the beautiful inn, America's first destination ski resort. Did they
Right.
ever talk about that?
They didn't talk much about it. It was just factual. I think people back then, after the Depression, were just, and with the war, it was a serious time in the U.S. I think everyone was pretty just factual about it. And it was great for my grandparents. And my mother and aunt loved this area, loved every mountain, every stream, every valley. And they were thrilled that other people could enjoy it, that they would see other people out here.
So they weren't NIMBYs, huh?
No, they weren't NIMBYs at all. They were excited to share this.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And I believe it sold for $10.80 an acre?
About that, I've heard them both when they were alive, both arguing with their brother over how much it was an acre. I don't think I know the truth. But they sold it for about 38.
Was that a lot in those days?
It was a lot.
Really? So
And
your
during the Depression,
grandparents could retire in
could
style.
retire, exactly, and live out the rest of their years. As this was very hard, and Dad Brass being a cattleman, it was hard raising cattle up when you had a lot of snow.
So did you grow up here?
Yes, I did grow up here and in Jerome. Of course, I feel I grew up here because we spent all the summers, every weekend, skiing, and it was just a wonderful place. And I just loved this area.
We've been talking with Joe Heiss. We'll be right back after these messages.
Cabanita Mex, dubbed by the locals as authentic, tasty Mexican food and drinks with a festive atmosphere and a pretty darn good sports bar too. Big screens all over. La Cabanita prides itself on their Authentica Cocina Mexicana. Good food, very fast service, and delicious house recipes with those special Mexican spices. La Cabanita Mex, serving lunches, dinners, catering, company parties, and takeout. Ketchum and Bellevue. La Cabanita.
So we're mods. We have coffee, we have pastries, we have clothing. We sell it all. We have a range of vintage clothing, high-end women's and everyday wear, ranging from Pendleton to fancy going-out dresses. Some clothing even dating back to the 20s.
Hi, I'm Jacob. My wife Tara and I are the owners of Mods. We're both a coffee shop and a clothing store. We use Harrison Insurance for everything. Business, auto, renters, even our little dog is insured.
The nuances of our unique business are covered with Harrison, and I don't think that I could have obtained that going to a big insurance company directly.
We feel that if something were to happen tomorrow, we'd be okay because we have Harrison Insurance to help us.
Harrison Insurance for all of your insurance needs.
My name is Keith Perry, and my wife Paula and I are the owners of Perry's Restaurant, operating here since 1985, and we've grown to become a local institution here.
We make almost everything from scratch, including all our muffins, our cookies, our salad dressings. Everything is made to order.
Perry's is open daily at 7 a.m., serving hearty breakfasts, and lunchtime made-to-order sandwiches, soups, and salads, and premium beer and wine.
Are you like me and can't stand paying your insurance bill? Just when you pay all your bills for the month, then along comes that dreaded insurance bill, putting the hurt on your checking account. Hello, I'm Mark Balkos, president of Wood River Insurance. That's why Wood River Insurance is an independent insurance agency. This means we have a multiple of insurance companies we offer to our clients. This allows us to hold the insurance companies accountable for coverage, service, and most important of all, pricing. When I started in this business 33 years ago, I only represented one company to my customers. And after a while, I felt as though my hands were tied when trying to be as competitive as I could. As an independent insurance agency, we represent you to the insurance company, not the insurance company to you. This allows Wood River Insurance to be as competitive as possible. So call us today at 208-788-1100 and let Wood River Insurance represent you.
Welcome back, folks. We're talking with Joe Heiss about some of Sun Valley's early days. Tell me about you learning to ski.
Oh, I hated it at first. My father took me up on Baldy, I think it was the head of Christmas Ridge, and
That's where you learned to ski?
5 o'clock, I was 5, and I was just petrified. And I don't know what we went down, probably college. I remember throwing a fit and lying down in the snow and beating my fists, saying, I'm too scared. But eventually I ended up loving skiing and just became an avid skier.
So they didn't teach you on Dollar Mountain?
No, it was Baldy.
Really?
And Baldy has some nicer runs than Dollar, easier runs. But Dad wanted to ski. He didn't want to ski on Dollar, so he took me to
that makes sense.
top of Baldy.
And tell me about...
These were one of the first ski boots, but we could ski all day when I was a teenager and go to the bars at night and dance in them. The Ram in Sun Valley was very popular, and all the ski instructors would hang out there.
These are downhill boots?
These are downhill boots.
Wow.
And equipped with the bindings of the time. And these were Hinkies, I think Hinkies from Europe. And yes, that was leather boots.
Wow.
Until then I was in the ski industry when the first plastic boots came out. And what a difference. You did not dance in them. But you could dance with these.
Could you ski better in the plastic boots?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because these boots
what I like about these, they have metal on the deal, so you could have tap danced in them.
But that was to attach to the bindings at that time. And I do not have a pair of the bindings.
They're heavy enough.
Yes, they are heavy.
Yet they're comfortable enough to dance in. Yes. Okay. All right. So, and then I take it you were also an avid horsewoman.
In the summertime.
A little.
Yes. Trail riding, I did not show. I just loved riding in these mountains and seeing the flowers and just enjoying the beauty of this area.
Was it any different then than it is today?
More people today, but generally riding a horse, if you're out 10, 15 minutes, you're past all the people.
Yeah.
Day hiking up Baker Creek, a mile, but you don't, the backcountry is the same now as it used to be.
Well, what about, did we have as many trails for you to explore?
The trails were originally started by the sheep herders.
Oh.
And they're across the very top of the mountains, up over the ridges and the high points, so the sheep herders could always look at their flocks on either side, wherever they were grazing. That's where a lot of our trails were from. And the sheep also made trails coming off the mountains that we could access. And then during the CC days, Conservation Corps, a lot of our those old sheep trails were made into existing Forest Service trails by the CC Corps.
Do you know, could you name a couple of them?
Oh, the Warm Springs Ridge Trail, which is now the Osberg Trail, was one of those. And the up Proctor Mountain, the Proctor Trails, and the Baker Creek Trails. There's just a lot.
And do you know, were some of those trails also cross-country ski trails way back when?
I don't think cross-country they got that deep into the wilderness like our people do now, where they're equipped with avalanche gear and more knowledge, how to ski the backcountry. I would think it was mostly just around Sun Valley and Proctor Mountain, Dollar Mountain, Rude Mountain, all the hills around Ketchum.
Okay.
And they did go out to Boulder. There was no snow the first year Sun Valley opened. So they took an A-frame out at the base of the Boulder Mountains, and that's where their first ski lodge was. And I don't know how they got the people, maybe Snowcat. I don't know how they got the people up the mountain, those foothills, but that's where they skied the first winter.
Okay. You mentioned your aunt, Roberta, being the hoist queen of Sun Valley?
Yes, Union Pacific named her the Queen of Sun Valley, and they sent her all around to Madison Square Garden, Oklahoma City, all around to publicize Sun Valley as a destination summer resort. They were trying to make it an all-season resort, not just a ski resort. So she was their tool that they used to get the summer people here.
So she was a human billboard going around
an
the
ambassador for Sun Valley. And she was very good looking and very good with the people. So she provided was a marketing tool.
And your family lived in a kind of a log cabin home on Spruce Street?
Yes, we had a cabin. We had a home in Jerome, and we had a cabin up here, is where I spent all my time, on Spruce Street. It was delightful. And just walk out the door and you're in town.
And it's still in existence?
Yes. When we sold the property, the cabin was purchased and moved south of Ketchum.
And is this the same one that Ernest Hemingway lived in for? Tell me about that.
Ernest rented it one winter, I think 60, 61, and he loved it there. And he was writing in the back bedroom, and he loved it because Trail Creek, you could hear the noise of Trail Creek, and he loved the property. But I remember I was having a fit because I wanted to come up for Christmas and skiing, and he was in the house. So my father, I'm sure, wanted to ski as well. So Dad, my father, found him another place to rent in Ketchum, which he never liked as well as our cabin. And he did want to buy our cabin, but thank heavens, it was not sold.
And so he ended up with the old topping house.
Then he eventually ended up with the topping house,
and that
which
was
is a wonderful
overlooking the Bigwood River.
Right.
And
he loved the river.
Okay. I think you have some letters from Ernest and Mary Hemingway.
They wrote my parents when they moved out of the house and were Mary was just very, told them what saucer she broke and what glass she broke and exactly what spices she had used. It was, and then Ernest wrote on the back of the letter and turned it upside down. And I have his books here that he gave Mother and Dad. And he autographed them upside down as well.
You're kidding me.
And
what's the upside down stuff?
Right. I don't know. But whatever. We do know he was bipolar, so. Anyway, this is a farewell to arms, which I think he was writing in our house at the time.
And I thought it was funny, one of the letters Mary wrote to your mother said, please, if I've robbed you of anything, let me know.
Oh, if there's anything she broke, she wanted us to let her know so she could replace. And they were just wonderful tenants.
Really?
And then after, when we moved in over Christmas, Ernest had a owl that was injured, that it was in our garage. So he would come by every night to feed the owl and have a scotch and water with my father. And my older sister and her husband were in college at the time and studying literature, and they loved visiting with him. And so it was fun. We got to know him. Like I said, he came by every night.
That is so cool. And but you didn't even know who he was at one time.
Oh no, when I was 10 or so, and he was in the cabin. I didn't know who he was until Life magazine came out with a big cover of Ernest Hemingway, and Mother and Dad did not make nothing up here. None of the locals made any big do about celebrity, famous people. They're just people. So they had never mentioned. And it wasn't until I saw his picture that I said, "That's who's in our cabin." And they agreed, that's who's in our cabin. But nothing was made of that.
But you did say, that's
right.
him. Okay,
that's him.
Okay. We're going to take a break, folks. We'll be right back with Joe Heiss.
Better food, better price, better service. Atkinson's Market, supporting local farmers since 1956.
Hi, I'm Anita Northwood. I live here in the Sun Valley area, and I have been inspired to create Silver Creek Assisted Living for your family. I'm inspired by my family, and we hope you will all come and take a tour of this place and understand that this is the place where your loved one should be. This is what brings us all joy and what we're the best at. Your family is our family, so come join us. Silver Creek Living is a wonderful place. It's not just about compassionate senior care. It is the best place for you to bring your loved one. We provide a beautiful environment where your family is our family. We have great food, fun activities, lots of entertainment. You can socialize with their peers, bring your family, and yet feel that you're in a beautiful, safe environment, while you can still have fun while knowing that you're well taken care of with the best of care. This could be the next best chapter in your family member's life.
I guess I'm one of the younger ones there at the Connection. I just love to go listen to their stories. I have a lot of respect for those people, you know, and there's a World War II bomber pilot, artists, construction workers, retired CEOs. One of the guys that sits at our table was an avid motorcycle rider. About 30 years ago, he had a pretty horrific accident. He was in a coma for about a month and hasn't ridden since. Recently, we got him up to the Wagon Days parade, took him on the parade route, got him in my sidecar. He said that was one of the best days of his life.
No matter your taste or personal style, the shopping in Sun Valley has what you need for a day in the mountains or elegant night on the town. From bike sales, rentals, repair, outdoor accessories, and souvenirs to high-end, on-trend fashion and sportwear, including a hip modern women's boutique, there is something for everyone in the Sun Valley Village. Don't forget about the kids, as stepping foot in the toy store is a dream come true for the little ones. The Sun Valley Village shopping options blend a touch of European style with Main Street USA hospitality, all in a charming mountain town setting.
Hi, I'm Gary, manager of the Attic Thrift Store in Haley, and today I'm not here to sell you anything or tell you about any great deals at the Attic. We all know the Attic always has great deals. That goes without saying. Instead, the Attic and its staff would like to give a sincere thank you to all its loyal customers and generous donors who help to make a huge impact in our community. How? For those who don't know, the Attic Thrift Store is a nonprofit that exists to help support the advocates whose mission is to teach people of all ages to build and maintain healthy relationships through education, shelter, and support services. With your help, we are making a difference in ending domestic violence and sexual assault. Every day, lives are changed at The Advocates. Please visit our website at www.theadvocatesorg.org. So from all of us, thank you for shopping and donating to The Attic. You're truly...
Are you tired of being tired? Wouldn't you like to have more energy and not be so run down? Hi, I'm Dr. John Calvert with Sun Valley Smile Designs and Dental Sleep Health. That's right, a dentist who treats sleep breathing disorders and sleep apnea. You may be one of the millions of people that suffer from sleep apnea, depriving you of the quality of sleep that you need. You may not be aware of the serious physical problems with untreated sleep apnea. High blood pressure, diabetes, and stroke are just a few. For those of you that have sleep apnea but are just not able to tolerate your CPAP unit, there is help right here in Ketchum. I have over 17 years of advanced training in sleep health, and I can treat your sleep apnea, including annoying snoring, from beginning diagnosis all the way through treatment. No need to travel hours away for overnight sleep studies. I'll provide you with a complimentary, complete computer airway evaluation and consultation. Give my office a call, and I can help you feel more rested and have more energy. Sleep well, live well. Come see us at Sun Valley Smile Designs and Sun Valley Sleep Health.
Hi, I'm Karen Bosick with Ion Sun Valley. We're back with Joe Heiss, whose family sold Union Pacific Railroad, the land that Sun Valley Resort now sits on. Joe, when we left off, we were talking about Ernest Hemingway.
Yes.
Of course, Sun Valley is known for all the celebrities that came here, particularly in the early days.
They did bring celebrities out when Sun Valley first started, and I imagine they even would pay to bring some out. That would have been in the 30s. But then in the late 40s, early 50s, celebrities started seeking this place out because it was they felt very much at home here. Locals did not make anything of them. They were just treated like other people of the town. And I think that's why they enjoy Sun Valley to this day. They're just regular.
Do you remember any in particular over the years?
Oh, yes. I remember back when Gary Cooper, who was a friend of Ernest Hemingway's, best friend, and then I remember him around a lot. And then he died of cancer, which threw Ernest Hemingway off because it was his best friend, the big C. And there were all sorts of, usually I was a friend of their children's. I mean, I used to ski with Janet Lee and her husbands. I would ski with the men because I was a good skier at that time. But she became a friend. And
what was she like? Was this the days before Psycho?
Yeah, she was just delightful, just regular. I had her go in the liquor store to buy a bottle of whiskey that I could take my boyfriend at the time, who had a broken leg, in the hospital up here. And the hospital was very casual, so it thought nothing of me carrying a bottle of booze into the hospital to give it. Everything was quite relaxed around here. She was just a very nice person. And Ann Southern was a local who lived here. I became good friends with her daughter, Tisha, who's still here.
What was Ann Southern like?
Ann became a good friend, and just most of the people were just regular people. There wasn't any, I don't have any stories or anything because we didn't take note of anything like that. They were just people.
Now, I do know that you had some suggestions for Clint Eastwood.
Yes, when I was sitting and talking with him at the Orr House years ago, I suggested that he make some movies up here and told him where, north of the Boulder Mountains. because it was so gorgeous, and Baker Creek, and then to go over to Sawtooth Valley and film his horses, he cantering along with the mountains in the background. And at the time, he I think, was tired of Westerns and his spaghetti Westerns. But he ended up doing the movies at the locations I had suggested.
Now, I think one must have been Pale Rider, which I think is, like you say, one of the most gorgeous Westerns ever filmed.
And Silverado, I think, was the other one. I think Pale Rider was at Baker Creek. I have to check.
Well, I remember they went up Boulder, into the Boulder Mountains to the old Boulder City mine and that kind of thing. And, just so beautiful.
Yes, I had told Clint about
Did
that.
Did you get to
No,
ask him any of that?
I was not, at the time, he didn't act that he wanted to do movies, so when he did them, I was not here.
Oh, bummer.
Yes.
But a lot of locals were in them.
So. Right. Yes. I had a chance to be in them, but at the time I turned it down.
Yeah. Now, you went away just for a brief bit to help get North Star Tahoe developed.
Right. I got married and lived in Lake Tahoe and helped North Star Tahoe, handled the marketing. And they kept calling themselves a destination resort, and I had management come up to Sun Valley to see what a true destination resort, a year-round destination resort. I feel Sun Valley is the queen, and I don't feel there's any ski area that I have seen in the U.S. that can replace Sun Valley or take her crown away.
Okay. What has it been like over the years as you've seen the place grow a little bit?
The mountains remain the same. When we're riding, we get in after a mile or two, there's no one back there. We're not running into the people. But Sun Valley itself is just getting bigger, more people. Ketchum in the summertime gets very congested as far as I'm concerned, which my congestion and LA congestion are probably different things. I feel there's a lot of traffic.
But are there some things that you really like about today's Sun Valley?
I do like all that it has to offer. Our film festival, our different art festivals that we have, both in Ketchum and Haley and Sun Valley, and the artists who come here. And I like the lectures that we get every Thursday night at the library, which are very educational, from Africa to whatever. They're often interesting lectures.
And another fairly recent development is naming a gorgeous clothing store after your family, right?
The Brass Ranch stores, they have two, one at the bottom of River Run and one in Sun Valley. And they called us and asked if they could, these are very high-end outerwear stores or active sportswear stores, if they could name them after my grandparents, the Brasses. And of course we said sure. And that keeps the history alive. And the other thing is the Red Barn along Sun Valley Highway. The Sun Valley Road, excuse me. That was where my grandmother stored her buggy. And
her buggy?
Yes, right. And Dad Brass used it for storage. And thank heavens they have kept the old Red Barn as it stood in days of old.
Did your family build the barn, or was it already
I think it was there from Isaac Lewis, but it now has a special place for all the people living in this valley, going to Sun Valley.
Well, that must be really special, going places and seeing like your family's old barn and that kind of thing.
I feel blessed like my parents and relatives did, that Sun Valley is here and other people are able to enjoy these wonderful mountains and streams and everything that we have up here.
Well, thank you for joining us, Joe, and thank you for joining us too. I'm Karen Bosick with Eye on Sun Valley. Until next time, I'm keeping my eye on Sun Valley for you.
I remember going to the doctor when I was a kid. He knew me, I knew him. It was really simple. And then medicine changed with more expensive labs, medications, bigger clinics, and not enough time to explain it all. Direct primary care came along, outside the insurance system and affordable. I'm Dr. Tom Archie. At InterHealth MD, we spend the time we need building collaborative relationships. We bypass the insurance, lab, and pharmaceutical industries and pass on the savings to our patients. At our office, common labs can cost $5 to $10, and in our pharmacy, generic prescriptions often cost less than $5. Our family practice treats fractures, lacerations, and sports injuries, teaches prevention, and coordinates acute and chronic care. We don't accept insurance. Our patients pay a monthly fee that is less than a cable bill. With acupuncture, herbs, Class 4 cold laser, and a holistic, functional medicine approach, InterHealth MD is family medicine like it used to be. Affordable, personal, and looking to the future.
Welcome to Pure Body Bliss, your home in Haley for extraordinary movement training. Pilates, yoga, and fusion classes, as well as incredible massage. We specialize in private and semi-private sessions, dynamic group classes, and exceptional massage techniques to both realign and relax. At Pure Body Bliss, we have something for everyone, including restorative yoga, core-focused Pilates, and our studio-exclusive high-intensity burn classes, just to name a few. All taught by patient and highly educated professionals with thousands of hours of teaching experience. Have fun, work hard, sweat, then relax, restore, and rejuvenate, all in one beautiful setting. Solidify your resolutions with our complete unlimited membership. At Pure Body Bliss, we love your body.
Family heritage, quite frankly, it's made us who we are today. We are proud to be Idahoan and proud to be an American. Back to the 1800s, our Idahoan generations would agree. It's been quite an exploration, a real adventure for our families. Farming, cattle ranching, serving the armed forces. We believe every generation should strive for betterment. From our family to yours, dig deep into your heritage. Explore it, live it, learn from it, pass it on. Audio Innovations is an innovative audio-visual company that designs, integrates, and simplifies a truly custom system to keep you comfortable, entertained, and secure in your own home. Audio Innovations TJ's Electric offers a variety of services, from phone systems to lighting control systems, HVAC systems, home theater, electrical, audio, and video, drapery systems, and more. Audio Innovations, 91 East Croy Street, Alturas Plaza, in Haley.
Sterling Urgent Care is now open at 507 South Main Street in Haley. Sterling Urgent Care is helping create a better healthcare experience. All patients are welcome. They accept most major insurances, including Medicare and Medicaid. They also accept self-pay patients and offer a membership program to help you take control of your healthcare costs. Sterling Urgent Care invites you to visit them at their beautiful new facility in Haley. Or learn more at sterlingurgentcare.com. Healthcare created with you in mind.
I'm Karen Bostic with Ion Sun Valley. What you have just seen is a practice leading up to the Wagon Days Parade in Ketchum, Idaho. This is the largest non-motorized parade in the Northwest, and it features all kinds of amazing antique carriages and wagons, including an 1880s Undertaker's carriage, and of course these big, beautiful ore wagons that used to take lead and silver up and down the narrow mountain passes near Sun Valley. Knott's Berry Farm wanted these wagons, so did Disneyland. Ketchum opted to keep them with one stipulation, that it brings them out once a year for everybody to enjoy. Let's find out more.
We've been bringing the 20 Mule team up here to Ketchum since 2001, and this is an authentic replication of the original way that freight was hauled in all of the western United States back in the 1800s. And these wagons are a very truly unique set of wagons. They're the only wagons that anybody knows of that I've spoken to, only wagons in existence that are authentic, that are the real deal, dating back to, they were built in the 1800s, and they were used as freighters then, and they're still in working condition. The city of Ketchum has them in mint condition, and it's truly a unique deal. This is history come to life. The mules, the harness, everything's exactly as it was done. The wagons are exactly as it was done in the 1880s. So if you ever want a case of stepping back in time, this is it right here. It's these big jerk line type hitches. They're called a jerk line type hitch because it's just a single line that the driver ran to the lead mule, and he steered the lead mule. He jerked on it to turn the mules to the right, and he pulled on it, turned to the left. So they're called jerk line or long line hitches. And these types of hitches were used all over the western United States. A lot of people are familiar with the Borax 20 Mule team, which was basically exactly the same as this, except the reason people are familiar with the Borax 20 Mule team is after they were done hauling freight with the mules, they went into marketing their product with the mules. Just like the Budweiser has their Clydesdales. There's lots of Clydesdale horses in the world, but Budweiser markets their product, and that was why people are familiar with the 20 Mule team Borax. But it's exactly the same as this. And even the Borax, when they were hauling freight, quite often they used 20, but sometimes they only needed 18, sometimes they needed 22 or 24 animals. But 20 was what they used for their marketing, and it's their trademark, the 20 Mule team. And these wagons here were pulled by 20 mules some days they were pulled by 10 mules, some days they were pulled by more, just whatever was necessary at the time. And we do it today we did a practice with 16 mules, and then tomorrow we'll put all 20 on. So the 20 mule team pulling these original freight wagons as it was done in the 1870s and 1880s and 1890s. Running down the middle of the mule team is a long chain. All the mules are all pulling on a chain, and when you go around a turn, obviously the chain being pulled on at the front, being pulled forward at the front and pulled backwards at the back by the wagons, the chain naturally wants to drift towards the inside of the turn. So in order to get the wagons to go around the turn instead of through the middle of the turn, mules are needed to step to the outside of the turn, across the long chain that runs up the middle of the hitch. They step to the outside and pull the chain to the outside of the turn. So when these wagons were going around a sharp turn or a switchback or some kind of obstacle, the wagons had to be steered around the turn instead of allowed to cheat across the middle of the turn. And so the mules, they have to do that. They have to get on the outside of the chain and pull the wagons to the outside of the turn so they safely make it around a turn. I've seen a few pictures, and it looks to me like when they were going up Trail Creek Pass, they had 10 mules pulling one wagon. 10 mules pulling one wagon, and another 10 mules pulling another wagon. And so there wasn't a long deal like this. But prior to the railroad being here into Ketchum, these wagons hauled across the flats from Ketchum down to Salt Lake City. On a trip like that, where it's not steep and windy, it's a straight road, then they could couple 3 or 4 or 5 wagons together and put however many mules, probably at least 20 mules on the front to take all the wagons down together. It's a little more efficient that way, but on a steep, narrow, windy road, then it'd just be one wagon with however many mules were necessary to pull that load on that day, which the pictures I've seen showed 10 mules pulling these wagons. These wagons were all separate, and each had 10 mules pulling them up Trail Creek Pass and around the switchback turns and that kind of stuff. No, it's just a very tight turn down the middle of town. Big crowds, the noise in there, the echo off the buildings. So getting the mules used to being in crowds and tight places, that's kind of the issue with this parade. We do other parades. We've done the Rose Parade with the Borax 20 Mule team. We've been to Washington, D.C. and mule days in Bishop. So we have these mules accustomed to the crowds and noise, but that's the issue is the crowds, the tight turns, and mules on pavement. And these wagons aren't designed to be on pavement. These steel wheels are designed to be on dirt. So it's the whole hitch, the mules, the wagons, and everything are kind of out of their element, being in a parade, being on asphalt and around crowds. So that's the challenge for what we do. Being out practicing out in the dirt or on a straight road, it's pretty easy because everything works the way it was designed. It's an honor to be able to come and pull these wagons. They're such a unique set of pristine, the big heavy freighters. These and the borax wagons are the only really big heavy freighters that are still used. There were big heavy freighters that I've seen bits and pieces of around the western United States, but there's nothing that compares to something like this that's actually in working condition.
They can be themselves. Nobody looks at them different. Nobody looks at them sideways. This is their group. This is their family. And like I said, I laugh so hard when they come home telling the stories of what went on at camp today.
A lot of these guys, they don't get the benefit of the doubt of being able to do these kinds of things. They don't think that they can bike. People don't think that they can ski. People don't think they can come camping. And then us accepting them as somebody that can do those things is really, really liberating to them and uplifting.
Gabriel is my son, and he has lymphedema in both of his legs. Gabriel couldn't ski because his feet are so swollen that he couldn't fit into the boots, and Higher Ground got him into skis and got him skiing on the mountain and stuff.
I have no vision in my left eye and very little in my right, so we came to Higher Ground because of that. I ski and I love it. It's just, you feel so free, and I love like the wind blowing against you, and it feels so fun and just exhilarating.
Before, he would always be like, oh, I need you to go with me, Mom. I need you to go with me, Mom, to ask for anything. And now he feels so comfortable that even in his school life now, he's not scared to go ask people. He's not scared to say what he can do and what he can't do.
Being at Higher Ground has definitely helped me be a lot more social and just a lot easier to make the conversation with somebody.
I'm always going to take with me for the rest of my life that we're always helping each other walk down the sidewalk. You know, it's not a one-sided deal here.
Eye on Sun Valley, daily local news from beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho.